Hi, it's Julie from Do Business Like a Woman, and this is the Do Business Like a Woman show, where I show you a system for generating all the high-paying clients you want into your business, and we take care of that for you. So welcome, welcome. If you're new, extra double welcome. So pleased that you're with us. So as you come on, say hello so I know who's here. Just drop me a little comment. Let me know who's here. Today we're diving into how to reach a wider audience, and the one thing you must have in place before you spend any energy, time or money trying to reach a wider audience. This is so important. Hi Kath, good to see you. How's your Monday going? So a few people are coming on, so say hello and I'll just give you guys a moment to get on. And I was just saying, hi Emma, good to see you. I was just saying we talk about how to get a steady stream of high-paying one-to-one clients into your business every Monday here in the group, in the Do Business Like a Woman group. This is the Do Business Like a Woman show, and it's targeted training for you. So, hi Madalena, good to see you. Hello newbie. So I believe you came across from Nikki's community, right? About the financial independence. So really good to see you over here. All right, let's dive into today's topic. So today's topic came from one of our members, Emma Nottage, who's here watching, and she asked how to reach a wider audience. So I thought about this and I realized this is a question I've asked in the past as well. You know, when I was, and I don't know Emma's situation, so, you know, I was just thinking about myself and my journey. But when I was nearer the beginning and I was struggling to get clients, I went through a phase of thinking, I just need to reach more people. I just need a wider audience. I just need more eyeballs on my stuff and everything will be okay. It's kind of logical to think that, isn't it? It makes sense in our heads. However, there's a really big caveat to this that I'm going to share with you right now to prevent you from a lot of stress and pain and unnecessary wasted time and money. Because what I then went on to discover through experience and trial and error and implementation is that it doesn't matter if you have a really big audience, if you don't have a system for capturing some of that audience, some of those people, let's call them leads, and nurturing them and bringing them onto a sales call with you and turning some of them into paid clients. So I realized that without this system, because I didn't have that system back then, and I began to get in front of more people, and I was like, well, hell, why is this still not working? You know, what gives? And unfortunately, the coach I was with at the time didn't have the concrete system I really needed to show me, well, how do I capture some of these people? Where do I even capture them? You know, where do I capture them? And then what do I do with them to like nurture them and bring them in and show them I can help them and build that trust? And then how do I invite them onto sales calls with me and get them to actually come? And then how do I actually get some of them to want to come and work with me and to say yes to becoming a client? And I realized this the hard way. And so we are definitely going to talk about how to reach a wider audience, but I want you to check that you have this system in place first, because what I see happen a lot, and it's really heartbreaking, is I see entrepreneurs and they get featured in the media, they get a big opportunity and it looks great, but they don't have this system in place for capturing some of those people, and so it's all wasted. You know, I actually see this happen quite a lot. There's a lady I was speaking to the other day and this was happening with her, you know, so it's really common. Like we manage to get, you know, a big interview, or we get featured on a big website, and we're like, oh great, so exciting, but we haven't got our system in place. And so it doesn't make a difference. And if you think about, there are lots of people out there with massive audiences of followers, social media followers, but it doesn't equate to a profitable business. So I think probably when people ask this, and Emma, you tell me if this is true or not for you, but oftentimes when people ask this, the question under the question is really, how can I have a profitable business? And for me, the question under the question was, how do I get a full schedule of high-paying clients? How do I have a consistent, steady stream of high-paying one-to-one clients so I can have the type of business I want, so I can reach the people I want to work with, so I can live my dream life? That was my real question. And I think is the real question for a lot of people in this community when they're asking about reaching a wider audience. So I'm going to speak to both, all right? So yeah, Emma, is that kind of what you were thinking? Or are you like, you've good and you've got the system and you've got the full schedule of one-to-one clients and now you want to like expand? I'm curious to know. And actually, all of you ladies here, just drop me a comment, let me know, do you have a concrete system in place for generating leads, which means bringing a few new people per day into your sphere? At the beginning, that's what it means. Capturing some of those leads somewhere, like a Facebook group, for example, hint, hint. And then nurturing those leads, a system. So that means you know how to do it. That means it's repeatable. Hi, Susie. Good to see you. That means it's repeatable. And then bringing some of those people onto a sales call with you and knowing how to have them say yes. Drop me a comment, let me know if you have that system in place in your business already. I really want to know. Tell me, do you have that system in place? I'm going to wait for someone to reply and let me know. So, while we're waiting for you guys to type in, you can just type in system or not system, because I want to know where you're at so I can help you best. So yeah, so you need that system in place, and only once you have that system in place. So by lead gen, what I mean is we teach inside of our programs a system for bringing people, new people into your sphere every day. And you guys are not typing in, what's going on? Like, okay, Emma says she has a Facebook group and a biz page. She doesn't do calls yet. Okay, so like part of the system. Heidi says an inconsistent system. Okay, Heidi, yeah, so have been there in the past. I remember that place. So many people are like, it's kind of half a system and it's not very consistent. And so of course the results you get are kind of not very consistent as well. Kath says she has the system in place thanks to me. Oh, Kath, well, you're the one implementing, right? Okay, brilliant. Thanks, ladies. So part of the system we teach, and Madalena says no system yet, still training as a coach, but needs to find clients to practice with. Yes, and this system can bring in people to practice with too, Madalena. So this is, I teach a whole process around market research calls, which is where you're just connecting with people at the beginning to like share about what you do, and yes, practice coaching clients as well. So you need to be doing lead gen every day, and that's just a posh name for bringing a few new people into your sphere every day. That's how it starts when you're near the beginning. Now, we teach you how to do this. There are many different ways to do this. You can reach out to people, you can invite them into your community. You have to know who you're reaching out to, and you have to know what they want so that you can invite them and give it to them, right? But if you're bringing a few people in each day, that is reaching a wider audience. Now, not on a massive scale yet, but at the beginning, that's all you need to do. A few people each day consistently, bringing them into your sphere and their potential clients, their leads, right? And then when you're doing that and then you nurture them, that is how you will actually get the full schedule of one-to-one clients. What you need at the beginning is the right business model. So it's not really about like going and reaching millions and millions of people. Here, look, I'll share about my own audience. In this group now, there's over 800 people. And when I first transitioned back into the coaching and consulting and got my full schedule of coaching clients, there were much less. It was like 400, maybe 500 people in this community. Now, bear in mind, the majority of those are not active. So only a small percentage are actually active. So I don't have a big audience. I don't. And then my email list is under 1,000. And yet I always have a consistently full schedule of high paying one-to-one clients. And I recently launched my group and I have a full group program as well. So I'm sharing that not because I'm anything fancy. Trust me, I am not. I'm just the same as you. I went through just the same struggles. I struggled to get clients at the beginning as well. That's why I do what I do, because of the pain that caused me. And I couldn't go back to a normal job. It literally made me sick, right? It made me really unwell. So that was not my path. So I had to figure out this client getting thing. And those of you that know my story know my low point was when I was back in my parents' tiny spare bedroom with like £24,000 worth of debt, no business, no job, didn't even have a car. But I had a laptop and I had a dream and I was not giving up, right? So if I can get a full schedule of clients from there, you can. And, you know, I started as a VA, got a full schedule of clients as a VA, then became an OBM, got a full schedule of clients as an OBM, then transitioned back into the coaching and consulting and did it again. So this system has been proven over and over again by me, and now with my clients proving it over and over again too. So you must, systems is everything. Getting that consistency of knowing how you bring those new people into your sphere every day and then nurture them, make a real relationship with them, because please care about your people, right? We're not just doing this for the money here in this community. I know you have a bigger mission. It's why you're here. So, you know, but we care about our people. We create a real relationship. We add value. And then we invite them to a call with us where appropriate. It's also super important that you are dealing with your shadow energy. And what I mean by that is I talk a lot about the archetypes and the shadow archetypes and the empowered opposite archetypes, right? And this is step 1 in the Warrior-esque framework, which is the name of my system. Because when I tried to launch my business the first time, which was before I was even in my parents' bedroom, right? It was the first iteration of my business, so over 7 years ago. I implemented a lot of the strategy, but I did not have this step 1 piece in place, which is land in your power, claim your confidence and get visible. And so I was coming from my shadow archetype energy, which is my victim energy and my child energy. That won't get you anywhere in business. And it didn't get me far either. I got a few results, but it wasn't consistent. So that's why this piece is so important. So these are the foundational pieces to put in place to get handled, right? What energy are you coming from? Have you landed in your power within yourself? And this doesn't have to be complicated. It's just having a coach that can hold the container for you to really bring that out of you. But landing in your power and then having the system. And then once that system is working and you've tweaked and you've ironed out the kinks, so now what you have is not necessarily a huge audience, but you're bringing a few new people in each day, you're engaging them, and what you have is a full schedule of clients consistently. You have a steady stream of new one-to-one high-paying clients, and you have the right business model. You're not trying to create like a low-price course and reach loads of people, which is way harder, because then you do need a much bigger audience. That can come later. I'm not saying don't do it, like that's a great income stream to add later, but if you need a viable business, if you need income coming in more quickly, choose the business model of the high-paying one-to-one coaching clients first. Use the system, get it working organically, fill up your schedule, and you know anytime you need to replace a client, you know how to do that. You've got the proven system, it brings so much confidence. And then it's time to think about reaching a wider audience. So how do we do this part? All right, I have to share with you guys, I'm not like reaching a massive audience. So I'm just going to share, like I'm starting to kind of widen my horizons, and I'll just share with you some of the ways I'm starting to do it, and also the way I've seen my peers doing it, and that will hopefully be helpful for you. So Heidi says she has felt pressure to have a giant list. I know, Heidi, it's I hate that question. You know, I wanted to be featured on a podcast a couple of years ago, and they asked my list size, and at the time it was even smaller, and they said, like, no, you have to have over 1,000, and I was gutted, and I knew. So look, here's what I think that we can serve really powerfully regardless of our list size. And as I have proven, and my clients are proving over and over, you don't need a massive list to have a full schedule of clients, to have a profitable business. So let's not put the cart before the horse, right? I know, it really sucks. It's like just a numbers thing. It's like, you know, I'm just going to say it, like, sorry if I offend anyone, but it's like, you know, men measuring their penises, right? It's like, who's got the bigger list? It's like, hell no, let's just do our thing, right? So, yeah, I'm going to say don't feel that pressure. Like, let's throw that one out today. Let's give ourselves permission to show up and serve from our hearts and know that we can have a really lovely business serving others and be taken care of financially. And do we want to grow our audiences from there? Yeah, absolutely. But let's take the pressure out of it, because pressure helps no one. It just keeps us stuck in the like stress and overwhelm, and that doesn't work. So this is where the system that we teach inside of Fierce Feminine and Free is so simple, and it's such a relief for people, because they're like, oh my God, this is like easy. I don't have to do all these other things. I can just concentrate on a couple of client generating activities that work for me. Okay, so reaching a wider audience. So I have some notes here. So one way I'm doing that's working really well at the moment, Madeline says she likes the measurement metaphor. Yeah, good. I don't think I scared anyone away. So, okay, so one thing I'm doing at the moment is I'm doing Facebook interview swaps. Now, Madalena, that's actually how you came into this group, because Nikki and I were doing a Facebook interview swap. So this is just where you contact someone who has probably a similar size community as yours. Now, again, size doesn't matter hugely. Most of the people I do this with are people that I've made friends with, who've we've been on our business journey together. They're like business besties, right? And this is why I always talk about business is built on relationships. You know, it's not like we're going around just trying to be strategical, and well, we are being strategic, but you know, making those real connections, making those real relationships. You never know when it's gonna be the time for you guys to do a Facebook interview swap, right? And like, if you have a group, which I highly recommend you do, you interview them in your group and vice versa. If you don't have a group, get one, but you can also do this on your Facebook page, right? But that's a really nice way of reaching new people, because then they will share your interview with their audience. And by the way, get them to email their list as well. That's super helpful, and vice versa. So that's just a really kind of fun, nice way. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time, because you can have one signature talk that you do, or like one sort of interview topic that you do, and like most of the ones I've done have just been a chat with the other person. It's not like super formal, so I really enjoy them. It's just chatting and providing value. I know the body of my work, so it's easy for me to talk about. So that's a really good way. Another thing you can do is get yourself featured on some podcasts. Now you might feel like, well, hell, who's ever going to feature me? I'm not saying like go straight for Amy Porterfield or anything, because you will have a very hard time getting featured on there until you're much bigger. But there are many, many, many like small to medium sized podcasts that still have listeners, that still have audience, that are looking out for guest members. So you can absolutely find them and approach them. And again, it's about understanding how to approach people and how to put it to them so it's a benefit for their audience, right? Another thing you can do is run more conversion events. So what do I mean by a conversion event? I'm talking about webinars. I'm talking about free masterclasses that you can do on Zoom for your audience. I'm talking about challenges like the one we did a couple of weeks ago that we then launched, the Fierce Feminine and Free program. So these are conversion events. This is where you obviously get people to sign up, you provide a ton of value for free, you demonstrate your work without obviously giving away the farm, but you want to give really, really good value so that people get an experience of what it's like to work with you. This is a brilliant way to build your list and create buzz and reach a wider audience. Another way, get featured in the media. I have to put my hands up. This has not been my strong point. I've never really researched this, gone down this route. At some point I will, but as I said, I was concerned with getting my system working and getting my full schedule of high-paying one-to-one clients and then launching my group. So that was my focus. I cared more about that than, an ego boost of being featured in the media. Now, at some point, it will be worth me focusing some time on that because I'm ready, I have the systems in place. I mean, that said, my schedule of one-to-one clients is full. So it's almost full, I should say. Because clients come and go all the time, as you know. So I've just had a space come up. But it's one of those things where reaching out to the media, yeah, I'm all for it. I haven't tried it myself yet. There are people that can help you with that, but just make sure your business is ready before you go down that route. And then there's Facebook ads, right? Paid Facebook ads. Again, a brilliant strategy, but only once your system is working organically. Otherwise, you're just going to waste a load of money bringing people in and you're not going to be able to capture them and turn them into clients. I know I've tried Facebook ads too soon in my business. I've also run them for other people when I was an online business manager. So I have experience here. So again, it's a more advanced strategy. Now, these can all help you to reach a wider audience. But just know that each one is a standalone strategy. It has its own learning curve. One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs making is they try and do all the things and then they don't do any of them well. They're like, I say this a lot, but like an octopus on roller skates, or, like a squirrel with shiny object syndrome doing this and then that and the whole podcast and then this other thing. And then I'm going to go and be featured in the media. Oh, I'm going to run Facebook ads. Oh, let me do a webinar, and they're all over the place and they aren't doing any of them well, and so they're not getting any traction. And that's why I always bring it back to simplicity. Let's calm it all down. Let's take it back to basics. When you've got the system running and working, if you want to then add one of the strategies to reach a wider audience, you can do that, but then learn that strategy, commit to it, do it really well, get it working, have it be part of your system. It's how we expand, it's how we grow. The other thing is, with the exception of conversion events, which you can do really at any time in your business, I certainly do them in mine, but with the exception of that, for the other strategies, and the Facebook group interview swaps, that one you can do. But the others, really, you want to start having team to support you when you implement those other strategies, because are you really ready for an influx of potential clients? Do you have that system to capture them and move them through, right? So let me know what was helpful about this for you. So Madalena says, size doesn't matter, ? This session is getting more and more intriguing. I know, right? Let me know, ladies, what was interesting about this session for you? What were your ahas? Are you ready to bring in a wider audience? If you are at the stage where you're ready for the system to generate the steady stream of high-paying one-to-one clients, I invite you to book a call with me. Now, I'm doing some free business booster calls. So let me see. I won't be doing, I'm just thinking of my schedule, super busy this week, but I am offering a few of these business booster calls. Let me talk about what we'll do together in one of these free calls. So we'll look at where your business is stuck and why you're not getting enough one-to-one clients. And we'll really look at where you're in the shadow archetype energy and which shadow archetype you are in is your dominant one, because we all have them, right? So we'll identify that so we can blast that clear. And then we'll look at whether some coaching could be beneficial for you to move you forward and for you to receive the Warrioress framework. We'll also map out your fastest path to a full schedule of clients. So we're going to do that together inside of the Business Booster call. So this is for you if you're a fierce female entrepreneur. It's for you if you're more committed to change than you are to staying stuck. It's for you if you're an action taker and a decision maker. It's for you if you subscribe to the belief that everything is figure outable and that everything is possible, more so than like limited thinking. Now, we all have some limited thinking, right? That's why we get help. But I know my people. I say no to working with quite a few people at this stage. You know, not everyone that has a call with me. I will actually say no to some people, and like, if that happens, don't be offended, but it's just that I know who I work best with, and I work best with the ones that are like excited and are open to possibility. Now look, this is no judgment, because we've all been in limited thinking at some point in our journey. I know I certainly have, and I've needed a coach that was further along than me and was able to hold the space to bust me out of it. But I was, even during those times, I was open. So the people that come on these calls, they have that sense of openness, of possibility, of being willing to move forward and knowing that everything they want is actually available to them with the right support. So that's who this Business Booster call is for. I'm going to drop a link to book the call underneath, like in the comments, when this show is over. So you can go ahead and book one of those. My schedule's a bit crazy this week, so I've got to work out when I can fit them in, but don't worry about that. We'll get it sorted. I might do some on Saturday, actually. I'm only going to do like 3 tops. So if one of them is yours, make sure to book and get that booked in. And I look forward to connecting with you and helping you sort out why you've not yet got the full schedule of clients and mapping out your fastest path. That will be fun. So Heidi says she needs to give herself more credit for what she's already doing. Yeah, Heidi, again, that's such a female entrepreneur thing. I find that we don't give ourselves credit and we don't acknowledge like how far we've come. I am always supporting my clients to celebrate their wins. It's so easy to just breeze past our goals and hardly even notice. So yeah, do that. Give yourself credit. What are you already doing, Heidi? Like, let's be visible. Share it here. Feel free to share with us and presence it. The more that we female entrepreneurs can support each other to celebrate our wins and to, you know, give ourselves pats on the back as part of how we move forward, as well as also seeing where we are stuck. And, you know, for me anyway, I'm always being coached by a business coach now. I will never not be without that in my business, because it's just, you get to a level where it doesn't make any sense, you know, not to be coached. And actually, I have the belief that anyone who has a coaching business should be coached. If not, it's like you're saying you don't believe in the coaching model, right? So that's interesting. So, okay, ladies, I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that was valuable to you. Emma, if you're still here, let me know if that was helpful. Let me know if I covered your query. And lots of love to you. I'll see some of you in one of the Business Booster calls. Bye for now.